Hey, sixth graders, happy Friday. Here we are. We made it. Another week gone. That means we have 2 weeks left in the trimester and three weeks until spring break. So they're going fast. Today, day two of our talking about purpose and also more intro to informational writing. Okay, so here's the thing. Final steps. I want to remind everyone that the assignment, this assignment, which some of you did an amazing job on, was due on February 25th at 8:15 a.m. So those of you that, if you timestamped it, and that's what the internet does, it timestamps it. If you turn it in after, I'm going to give you a 4.5 out of 6 because you didn't meet the expectation of on-timeness. It will not kill you. Your grade will not plummet. It's something we should do. This is important work, right? This is stuff this is not a throwaway. This isn't like cartoon time or arts and crafts. This is an important, thoughtful experiment on your ability to be gritty and push through things and climb out of that pit. You can't get 6 out of 6, but you can get 4.5 out of 6 if you do a good job on this, if there's good effort. If you turn in something garbagey like you did in 5 minutes, you could get lower. I am here to report your performance on stuff. I'm not here to grade you and make you feel bad. I'm here simply to report hey, that was excellent. That one, you need some work. It's all part of the formula of making you a better person. All right. What is the purpose of an author's piece of writing? We went over this yesterday, so your notes, you should have this idea of pie, right? It's a circle, pieces of the pie: persuasion, inform, and entertain. And they all work together. That's a really important piece. They work together, right? They don't really, honestly, if you just persuade someone, then that's all you do, chances are you're not really going to persuade them. Honestly, if you don't have some information that they get and they're like, oh, I didn't know that, thank you for telling me that, or you're not doing it in a way that makes it interesting, they're going to be bored and not listen. It's got to all work together. So to think that they're separate doesn't really ever happen. But there are things where this is the main focus, right? I could write something that I really want to persuade you on, or I really want to inform you on, or this is pure entertainment. There are focuses that become more important, but they all work together. And it all boils down to this. The only way you can do all this is to be an expert or to seek out expertise. Right? We talked about Kwame Alexander. These are all things. He knew it. He lived it. He researched. He learned. He knew it. There's ways to get that information and become more of an expert, but you got to do it. And then again, we're going to start reading a little bit more. And in terms of what you're doing at home, you are battling to the death, right? It's you versus me. And that's the thing, is I am sort of giving you a purpose today. Right? You choose always, right? And right now you might be in the red. My guardian or teacher is I'm making you read today. You get to choose these other purposes. If you say, well, my teacher's making me, but I tell you what, I could get entertained. I'm a little curious about this topic. I want to get a little smarter. Then it doesn't matter that I'm making you. You actually then find more purpose and it means more. Meanwhile, the author here, they're just doing their thing, right? Their book exists. They're not even the picture anymore. They've done their thing. Your job is to decide how you want to approach it. So today we're going to read some more. Again, your goal is to read and learn something new today. If you read something yesterday and you learned something, today's another day. You got to choose to be open to learning. That takes practice, and that's why we're doing this on day 2. Now, new twist. I want you to do this. Try to write down 5 things as you go. Only write what you need for the fact and separate your notes with a bullet, just like I did here, okay? I'll give you an example. So here's my notes from yesterday, okay? Notice each note I took, there's a dash. That's my little bullet point. Each one of these dashes, so I was reading a book on tickling, and I read a lot that I didn't know. Look at all that. I'm 46 years old. Do you think I know all about tickling? I learned a ton. So that's the kind of thing. I want you to try to write down at least 5 things as you go, but only write what you need for the facts. So for instance, here's one of my notes, okay? This is a good one. I didn't even write a full sentence. Tickled where we are not used to being touched. I didn't write down, we are often tickled where, so I don't need that we are. I just said tickled where we are not used to being touched. Or how about this one? There's a whole sentence that talks about nismesis right there equals a light tickle like a bug. That was a paragraph. I didn't need that whole paragraph. I wrote just what I needed. So we want to get down to like, I don't want to write down a whole paragraph. Then don't write down what you need. And separate your notes with bullet points, okay? In terms of directions, again, at home, there's some of the same articles and a couple of new ones. I want you to choose 4 of the articles to read all the way through at home. I've added 4 more. Actually, I'm sorry, I'm going to add 2 more. I don't have time for 4. After reading, I want you to spend 15 minutes writing out a paragraph answer to the questions in Schoology. Question is different today, so make sure you look at the question. And then lastly, today you will submit a photo of your writing from the past 2 days. I want to see your work, your notes. I want to see your writing from yesterday, and I want to see your writing from today. Should be a lot. Same at school. This is for those of you who are here. We're going to have a little more time, so you might get to 2 books. I want you to spend 15 minutes writing out a paragraph, answer to the questions. Again, it's different, and you're going to submit a photo. The question is a little different, number 1, and I want you to do this in your reader's notebook, right? In your reader's notebook. Reader's notebook, right? You're doing this in the writing about reading section. So the green section right here. What are 5 things that you learned today from your reading that you did not know before today? 5 more. You can always do more. What about today? This is more than 5. This is way more than 5. 2, what about today's reading do you want to learn more about, right? I actually kind of want to learn more about tickling. I didn't learn enough. Sounds weird, right? But I want to. And about what would you consider doing some further research? I want to learn more about this idea of tickling related to, there's a part in there, one of my notes in here says that tickling is related to, like, we're prey and predators. This is our vulnerable spot. This is a very soft spot underneath our armpit. Like if a predator got there, there's an artery that goes through, I could bleed out. That's what maybe tickling is us protecting against being attacked by predators. I want to know more about that. That's really interesting to me. All right. So then last thing, you read to learn something, but all writers want to entertain the reader. They have to. In what ways did the author today try to entertain you? Now that's interesting because I would say in the book that I read, there were pictures that were trying to show me what people looked like that they were talking about. I think that's entertaining. I feel like they'd used a lot of like exaggeration, like, whoa, they used some exclamation points to make it like they were writing in an excited way. How did they try to make this reading fun for you? Okay. Now, last thing, don't write like this. This is bullet point writing. Don't want to see this. I want to see paragraphs. I want to see real writing. So your last thing I remind you is submit a photo of all your writing for the past 2 days, and you got this assignment locked and loaded. Easy 3. Okay, everyone, have a good weekend. Be safe. Go tubing. Summer, winter's coming to an end, so get your sledding in now. All right, take care. Have a good one.